Hi guys, welcome back. Mike here at MH Tutorials. Well guys, as you can see in front of you today, we are going to model an old gramophone, right? And I think this is a Victoria, but I'm not sure. Okay. Now, as always, we're not going to follow this to the letter. We're going to kind of use this as inspiration, if you will, and we'll take it from there, right? Cool. Now, we're going to start by modeling the I don't know what it's called, the horn, I think. And we're going to start by creating a polygon cylinder. And we're going to pull that up. We're going to go to our attribute editor. And we're going to change our subdivisions to 8. Okay. And then we'll do 0 on the caps. And we'll right click, go to face. And we'll get rid of those. All right. Now, we're not going to tilt it over yet. We're going to start from this angle right here. And we're going to need to give this quite some subdivision, okay? So we're going to go to, to our polygon menu. We're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool, Option Box, Multiple Edge Loops, and let's start by using 10, like that, and hit Q on our keyboard, okay? Then we're going to move to this view, and we're going to right-click, go to Vertex, and we're going to start to tweak these, okay? So we'll take these bottom two, and we'll bring that in, bring that one in somewhat, and I'll start up here by creating some width so we can move towards the shape that we're going for. And this will require some tweaking, but that's okay, just to get a general sense. Okay, so we can bring this one down a bit. We'll bring that down a little. That one looks okay. We'll bring that out. And as you can see, it requires quite a bit of an angle, so we'll just work our way up. Okay. Let's just see where that will get us. And we'll take that one. Okay. So let's see what we got. Whether that is too big or not. It's not too bad. We can kind of hold it in front of our example here to get an idea. So we're just going to rotate that. Okay. I'm just going to move that over here. Now that could have a bit more, but as you can see, it needs to be stretched quite a bit. Okay. So let's start by doing that to start with. And it's always tricky to do this at an angle, but it will give us some reference. Okay, so we're gonna right click vertex. Let's see if this will allow us to do it that way. So as you can see, that one needs a bit more. Hopefully we're not going to miss any verts this way. And we'll find out once we have that basic shape in place. Make sure you drag select them, not click them. And because we used 8, that should be pretty close to where we need to be. And we'll take this guy down a little bit. Let's see if we didn't mess up any verts on the other end. That's not too bad. Okay, and then we'll right click object mode, and we're going to rotate that back. And then we'll take the one on the top here, and we'll scale it out a bit more. And we'll actually bring that one down a bit because we're going to need that later. And bring it back in. Okay. Now next, what we're going to do is we are going to take these edges all right, and then we're going to go to edit mesh and bevel. Okay, and then we're going to right click on a face, and we're going to select these face rows. Looks like we have all of them. We're going to go to edit mesh, extrude under face. We're going to hit R. We're going to scale that out a little and push that down. Let's check that angle. Okay, that's not bad. Right click object mode, hit 3, which gives us that shape, which is kind of nice. Okay, cool. Right, so that's that. Then we're going to get it in the right angle somewhat. So we're going to rotate that until it's close to where we need to be. And we're going to focus on this guy here, that connection. And like I said, it doesn't have to be identical to the original, but we'll try to get close. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. All right, so what's next? We're going to create a polygon cylinder. Pull that up. Let's do 20, that's fine. 0 on the caps, and we'll do 8 in height. We'll just get rid of these faces here. And again, we would have to model this at an angle, and I'm not too happy with that, but let's see if we can do it from here. Okay, so we're gonna right click, go to edge, take that top edge and bring that one down a little, and then right click face, select that top row, edit mesh, extrude under face. Let's do 0.2 thickness. That's about right. Then we're going to start to bring that in. So let's see, this angle looks okay. And we probably have to rotate it. So I'm just going to rotate that over to get it towards where we need to be. Have to zoom in or to scale down. Let's bring that in. Turn on our X-ray. Where'd he go? Up there. Okay. Let's rotate that some more. And the problem here is that, while modeling under an angle, actually we don't necessarily have to. What we'll do is we'll just, I'm just going to take this guy, hit Control H to hide that. We're going to take our image and we're just going to rotate our image. Okay. until it is pretty much 90 degrees. Let's just check that. It's not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad either. Let's see if this guy is at 90. Now it is. Okay. So we're going to right click on our vertex and we're going to start to manipulate these vertices. So we're going to bring them in. Bring them in some more. Okay, now as you can see, we need to start a curve here. So we're going to take these two face rows. We're going to delete them. I'm going to go to this angle right here. And we're going to right click, go to edge. Just make sure we have that entire edge row selected. There we go. We're going to go to edit mesh, extrude under edge. We're going to hit W. We're going to pull that out. We're going to hit E. We're going to rotate that. Bring it down. And scale it in somewhat. G to repeat. W to pull out. And rotate a little. G to repeat. W to pull out. And rotate that some more. G to repeat. W to pull out. E to rotate. And as you can see, G to repeat, W to pull out. We need to end up with that correct angle, which would be about that. That doesn't look bad. And what we'll do is we'll work our way down, okay? So this is going to be a separate section here. So G to repeat, W to pull down, G, W, G, W. And here we're going to start to rotate again, quite a bit. G, W, and rotate. G, W, and rotate. And I'm not going to keep on saying GW. You got it by now, I assume. We still need some rotation. But now we're getting more in line. I'm going to pull that down, and we're going to start to scale it in just a little. GW. Scale it in a bit. GW. Scale it in some more. GW. Maybe that's a bit too much. just work your way down. Scale it in a little. And maybe once more. Let's just see what we got here. Okay. Right click object mode, hit 3 to smooth it out. That's not bad. Okay. Let's get our horn back. Let's see if we can fit these two together. Not from that view, from this view. So we'll turn off our X-ray for a sec. Okay. So let's rotate that. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. I have to zoom in. Just turn that off. That looks like the correct angle, but they're not aligned yet. Okay. So we're getting pretty close. We need to make that a slightly better fit, looks like. So what we'll do is we will right click, go to vertex, right click these, and we're just going to tighten that up a little bit, which looks all right. Okay, so that's our horn and our connection piece, if you will. All right. So what's next? We got some sort of a hinge going on here with a screw to lift up this section here. So let's figure out how to connect that. That's going to be interesting. So we're going to create, let's see, we will create a cube. Actually, we will not create a cube. I'm so sorry. We'll create a cylinder, and we'll drag that out and pull that up. Let me just think, guys. What's the best way to do this? Yeah, we'll create a cylinder. Okay. We're going to pull that up. We're going to hit E. We're going to rotate that. Let's make sure that we're at 90. And let's get that into position. Turn on my X-ray again. So we're going to bring that down. And that's going to be over here. I have to zoom in. Let's hit R and scale that up somewhat. And as you can see, we don't have a high res image here, so it's kind of hard to get that into the right location. Should have taken out these caps, and we're still good, looks like. All right. So we're going to right click at a face, and we're going to select these two faces. We're going to go to edit mesh and extrude. Hit R. Let's scale them in. G to repeat, R to scale in again, and push that out again, which gives us that. And then we'll add 2 edge loops. Insert edge loop tool, option box, and we'll do 2. Add them right there. Hit Q on your keyboard, right click edge, select these 2, hit R and push them out to the ends. Right click object mode, hit 3. Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. So we'll take that, we'll move that into position. And now the question is, first of all, is it centered? So from our top view, we're going to hit F and we're going to hit 4. So we can see what's going on there. Let's do this. And maybe just bring it in a bit. So hit R. Actually, let's make it a bit bigger. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, we'll do that. All right. Okay, so then we have the element holding the needle. Now, I don't really have any detail on that except for this image here, which is kind of crappy. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take another polygon cylinder. Give that some height. We're going to set our caps to 0. 20 subdivisions is fine. I'm just going to right click on a face, and we're going to select these 2 faces, go to edit mesh and extrude, and we'll hit R, we'll scale that in, G to repeat, hit R, push that in, G to repeat, hit R, scale that in, G to repeat, hit W, and scale that out, like so, and hit R and scale it in. Let's see, okay, right click object mode, hit 3, yeah, I think with the detail that we have, that's pretty much the best we can do, or at least the best I can do, and maybe you guys can do it better, and that's not entirely impossible. Okay. Okay, let's bring that towards where we need to be. Hit F to zoom in. I'm just going to turn off my X-ray for a sec here. Hit R, scale that down. That looks to be the size that we need. And now we're close to the point where we can actually turn our image back to where it needs to be. For my top view, just make sure that it's where it needs to be. And as far as detail is concerned, we will need to create something for our needle, but we'll do that in a sec. Okay. First, we're going to take this stuff here, and we're going to go to Mesh and Combine. So we can rotate that guy back to 90. Well, I don't mean 90, but I mean straight, which will allow us to take this guy and see if we can get it remotely into the location where it needs to be. That's not too bad. And remember, this thing is at an angle as well, okay? So we're just going to do the best we can with what we have, right? Now for the bracket that's going around there, we're going to focus on that one, okay? We're going to take a polygon pipe, and I'm just going to drag that out, pull that up, move to this side right here, hit W, let's move that into position, hit F to zoom in, turn the X-ray back on, we're going to scale it in, it looks pretty close. Let's see how that looks. Move that in, F to zoom in, check from our top view. Now that is, yeah, that looks good. I'll just snap, whoops, snap it. Yeah, there we go. All right, and it needs to come in from this angle, and we're going to scale it in a little bit. Too bad there. All right, we're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool. It's still on 2, which is good. Add 2, hit R, push them out, not all the way up. Right-click Object Mode, hit 3, and that looks all right. Okay, so then we got this guy in the back here. Now, not quite sure how that thing is structured, so we'll need to kind of be creative with that. Let's see if we can create something that is suitable. Okay, so we'll take a polygon cube, just bring that up, push that down, F to zoom in, bring that down a little, right-click vertex, drag select these, and bring that in quite a bit. Let's should have done that before. That's okay, we'll fix that. Okay, so that's about right. Object mode. Let's see, we'll do insert edge loop tool, which is still at 2. We'll do 8. And we're going to hit Q, and we're going to right click our vertex. And let's see if we can start to move this into a position that makes a little bit more sense. We will be tweaking this, so don't worry. Okay, we're going to right click edge, take that edge and start to rotate that. I'm just going to manipulate these edges here. Oops, I need the entire edge. Okay, not playing ball, but we'll just do vertex. That looks better. We'll deal with that guy in a sec. Okay. All right, now let's get to our vertices. And again, our reference isn't that great, so it's kind of hard to see, but we'll see how this turns out. Okay. Edge. It's still only doing one, which is kind of annoying. So we'll select it manually. That should be it. All right. Now this is quite thick, so object mode, push it in a little. Let's hit 3 on our keyboard. Okay, so we're starting to get a basic shape, but not quite there yet. So hit 1 to go back. We're going to add some manual edge loops. Make sure you hit your regular setting. We'll push one up there. And we're not quite done at the bottom, so we'll do a few here to maintain that shape. Here as well. Q on our keyboard, right click object mode and hit 3. This already looks better. Let's move that into position somewhat. Okay, we're getting there. Okay, so hit 1 to go back. And we will right click, go to vertex. We're going to select this guy. We're going to bring that in. And that one as well. And we'll go to insert edge loop tool, option box. Yep. Let's add one there. Hit Q, right click vertex. And just manipulate that one a little. That one as well. And that one. Right click object mode, hit 3. Okay. Let's move it towards where we need to be. From our top view, let's see what we got here. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so what can we do to tweak this? It looks like there's an adjustment screw on top there. So we'll create that. Okay, so we'll take another polygon cylinder. We're going to bring that up and F to zoom in. Mesh tools, insert edge loop tool, option box. We'll do, let's see, 4. Add 4, there we go. Then we're going to right click, go to face. We're going to switch views right here. And we're going to drag, select these faces. And then we're going to go to, I always have to look for this guy. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Just give me a sec, guys. Where did he go? Oh, okay, under face and poke. All right. So now that we got that, we're going to hit F to zoom in. From this angle, once again, right click vertex. And we're going to drag select all the vertices with the exception of the top and the bottom row, which will be these. All right. And then we're going to hit R bring them in, which gives us that. It's not exactly what I was looking for, and that kind of makes sense because I have to deselect these face verts here, sorry. And I'll just quickly pause while I do. All right, so I deselected these vertical vertices, so not the cross sections, but these. Now, when I hit R, I can pull these in, like so. And then right-click Object Mode and hit 3, which will give me this effect here, and that was what I was going for. And maybe if we hit 1, I can just add one little edge loop just to hold that shape. Should be able to do that. No, hang on, yeah. Right click face. Come on. I just want to do this on the top, not on the bottom. Edit mesh, extrude, hit R, and bring that in just a bit. Object mode, hit 3. That's better. Okay. So we got that, and we need to have one little axle in the middle. So we'll take another cylinder, bring that up, and set that into the center here. And we're just gonna snap it. There we go. That looks about right. Select it, mesh, combine, new, hit 1. Well, no, I mean yes, but to hold that shape, insert edge loop, Q, right click object mode and hit 3. Nope, still not happy. 1, mesh, separate. I don't want that modify center pivot. I don't want that geometry to stick into that geometry. Okay, so come on. Right click vertex, drag select, bring that in a little. Object mode, insert edge loop, put one up there. Q on our keyboard, mesh combine, and hit 3. That's better. Okay. So where are we at? Excuse me. Take that, modify center pivot. Let's move that to where we need to be, which is up there. I have to zoom in, and we're just gonna set that in the middle here, and maybe we'll increase the size a bit. Bring it down first. I have to zoom in. And let's see if we can increase this thing in size a little bit. Not touching anything else, which gives it a little bit of detail. It's just nothing fancy, but you know, okay. All right. So how this is going to be connected to our casing, we can only figure that out once we have that casing made, okay? But looks like we have most components here with the exception of our needle. So now let's deal with the case itself, okay? So we're going to take a polygon cube. We're going to drag that out, pull that up, and obviously it needs to be square. So we'll do 4 by 4, and height really doesn't matter that much right now. And let's try to roughly get it into the size that it needs to be based on our example here. So we're going to hit R, we're going to scale that out until we have the appropriate height. Have to zoom in. So, and we'll focus on the middle section here. So right click vertex, drag select that section right there. Right click, actually, I'm going to scale it in from this angle, but then I have to adjust the height again. So sorry about that. But that's about right. Now we have some decoration going on there. So first let's select the top face and the bottom face. We're going to go to edit mesh and extrude. We're going to hit R, scale it out just a little, G to repeat, R to stretch out. Just check our example here. Okay, G to repeat, R to scale out again, G to repeat, R to scale up. That's giving a good initial shape, and we'll have to add some details to that later, but that's okay. So we'll go with that. We're going to have to add some edge loops to hold that shape. So that's what we'll do next. We're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool option box, and we'll do 2, add 2 there, and stretch them out to the end. And then we'll do G to repeat. No, not that one. We'll do that once again, and R2, oops, wrong handle, R to stretch them out, Q on our keyboard, object mode, hit 3, and that is not bad. Okay, let's take that guy and move it into position, and the best way to get a sense is to do that from this angle right here. That doesn't look too bad, which will help us to decide how to fix this guy. Okay, and for that, let's just create an oval. So we'll take a polygon cylinder, we'll drag that out, pull that up. We're going to hit R, and we're going to, actually, I'm going to get rid of the caps first. Okay, then we're going to stretch that out into an oval, right? E to rotate, J to snap, which should now be at 90, and it is. Yeah, cool. Have to zoom into our object, right click face, go to edit mesh, extrude, hit R, scale it in just a little bit, G to repeat, W to push in, G to repeat, R to scale, G to repeat, and W to pull out. All right, right click object mode, hit 3. It's not exactly what I was hoping for. So what we're going to do is right click face, edit mesh, extrude once again, hit R and just scale it in slightly. That should help, and it does. Kind of gives that motif here around that edge, which is kind of neat. So that's what we'll go for, okay? So we're going to take that, we're going to bring that in. Let's check our angles here. That kind of works a bit quicker. Okay. Have to zoom in for wireframe mode. And we need to keep into account that the height will be a problem here with this edge. So let's see how that works for us. Have to zoom in. Like I said, that could be a problem, and as you can see it is. But we will tweak this a little bit, because what we can do is, first of all, hit R and give that guy some thickness. And then we'll pull that up. And that should be okay. How does that look? It's not bad. Maybe a bit small, but we don't have too much room to make that bigger because of the top here. We can fix that. We're going to hit 1 on that guy. And we're going to go to Edit Mesh, Insert Edge Loop Tool option box. We still are on 2. Add them and hit R and stretch them out to the top there. Q on your keyboard, object mode, hit 3, which gives us just enough clearance on top. Okay, so that's that. All right, now let's see. We got the legs here on the bottom, and we got the gramophone itself, if you will. So for that, we'll create a polygon cylinder. We'll drag that out. Come on. There we go. Pull that up. We'll give that guy slightly more subdivision. Let's do 30, and we'll do 0 on the caps, and we'll do right-click face, select that, edit mesh, extrude, hit R, bring that in just slightly, G to repeat, W to push down, G to repeat, R to scale in, and G to repeat, and W to pull up. Just so we get that little edge. Pull up just a bit more. All right. And then down here, we need to create some more thickness. So we'll do that from this view. Right-click vertex. I don't know exactly how much height we have, but we should have a little. Okay. And we're going to need to have some sort of pivot. So this can rotate on top of. So for that, polygon cylinder, nothing fancy. We're going to add some subdivision, actually no, some edge loops to that. There we go. We're going to hit R. We're going to stretch them out to hold that shape. Hit Q. We're going to go to our top view. Right-click object mode. Select that guy and hit W. That guy, that thing is driving me nuts. Okay. We'll figure it out. Take that guy, move it over here. From our top view, F to zoom in. So we're going to start to scale this. And let's just check our reference to see. It's well within the dimensions of our woodwork, if you will. So we're going to bring that down. Have to zoom in. Let's make sure it's centered. And we need to scale it down a little bit. That looks slightly better. Okay. Let's just check that. Okay, we need to give it a little bit of height. Yeah, that's good. Hit 3. Okay, that's not good. So we're going to need to fix that. So we're going to select that face, edit mesh, extrude, hit R, and scale it in just a little. Q on the keyboard, object mode. Still not what I'm looking for. Let's see. I think in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to select these edges. First, that one, sorry. Go to edit mesh and bevel. Let's see how that looks. Let's see here. Is that flat enough? It's not bad. It's actually pretty good. Okay. Now we still got that other thing going on. Where'd he go? That's always annoying. That's not it. Window outliner. I'll just check for my top view. There it is. Okay. That's what I was looking for. You have to zoom in. I'm just going to increase the length of my controls here. There we go. And then from this view, let's move this guy out of the way for a sec. And take my controls back a little. For wireframe mode. That's our guy. All right. Bring that down. Have to zoom in. Bring that down some more. Excuse me. We're going to scale that out a little and bring that up. Have to zoom in. And that should be good. Okay. Now there is one problem though. We need to rotate this guy because it's going to be at an angle, and we want this to be at the point there, right? So first, what we're going to do next is we're going to create a record. So let's take a polygon cylinder. We're going to give that some height, but barely. Let's make that 40 subdivisions. Hit F to zoom in. Okay. Now we want a label on that thing, so let's do caps. Right click edge, select that edge and bring that in. Now I don't exactly remember the dimensions of these things, but and then come on, we'll just I'll do that from my top view. Object mode, F to zoom in, right click face. Why does that never do what I want? Try that once again. Yeah, that's, I don't know if that's too big or not. I'm not sure. We'll just do these. Just bear with me, guys. We'll get there. All right. Edit mesh. Extrude. Hit W and pull it up very, very slightly. Okay. Let's see what happens if we smooth this guy out. Okay, we're not seeing that guy very clearly, so we're going to hit 1 to go back. And let's see. Yeah, we'll fix that when and if we decide to texture this. Okay. So let's move that towards that guy over there. From our top view, and bring it over. Hit F to zoom in. Now, this guy right there. There we go. So we're gonna scale our record out. Doesn't look to be completely centered, so that's not good. That's better. Probably has a little bit too much thickness going on right now, but we'll see. And then we'll take that guy. Come on. Control D to duplicate. Bring that up. We're going to hit R. We're going to scale that in and stretch that up a little bit. And now it's pretty critical to make sure that that is centered. Let's see what we got here. It looks like it is. Okay. And now, excuse me, we're going to take this guy and we're going to move our pivot point. So we're going to hold down our D key and we're going to move it towards where our hinge is at. Just going to go into my move tool and go to object mode. Once again, hold down my D key. And check it from this angle as well. So hold down my D key. I have to zoom in. That should be about right, which would allow us to hit E, go back to world orientation, and have this guy work on this side of the record. Okay. All right. Now we need to create something for our needle. So we're going to right click at a face, take that face, edit mesh, extrude, and let's try that again. Let's bring that out. Okay. And then we're going to create a cone. Where do you go? Create polygon. I don't use that very often. All right. And then we're going to right click, go to vertex, drag select the bottom here, hit R and bring that in a lot. Bring that down. Bring that in. I have to zoom in. Right click object mode. And we're going to need to scale that thing in a lot and so forth. But first, let's move it towards where we need to be, which would be about there. And from this angle, somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay, have to zoom in. So that's our needle. Okay, we're going to modify center pivot. We're going to move it over. Let's check it from this view. And the tricky part now is that because our arm is at an angle, it's hard to see where we're at. And we're going to need to scale this guy down quite a bit. Bring that over, bring that down. Okay, and now we'll have to get creative because we swiveled that over. All right. So we're going to need to rotate that a little bit. All right. So that's our needle. Okay. Now let's see if we can get some decoration going on this guy here. And for that, what we'll do is we will, let's make some round legs for it, if we want to call it that. Okay. So take a cylinder, add 6 in height. I have to zoom in. We'll get rid of this guy. We don't really need that right now. I have to zoom in. Right click vertex. Drag these out. Take that one. Drag that in. Let's see what we got. Object mode, hit 3. That's not bad. Okay. All right. We're going to go to our top view. We're going to move that towards where we need to be. Have to zoom in. Let's put one on the corner there. Scale it up a little bit. And what we'll do is we'll just snap it to that corner. Okay. Control D. Move that down here. I have to zoom in. And I believe that that was our corner. I think that one. Yep. Take these two. So 1 and 2. Control D to duplicate. Bring that over. I have to zoom in. Take that guy and snap it. And take that guy and snap it as well. From our height point of view, we want our legs to be at the right height, obviously. All right. Now, maybe one more thing we can do, which is make a kind of decorative plate for the front. Come on. There we go. Raise that up. Hit E to rotate and J to snap it. Just check to make sure that we are at 90, and we are. We're going to hit R. We're going to scale that in. Let's move towards the front of our, actually that's not our front. And that's our back. But from a positioning point of view, that's fine. We'll move to the front once done. Okay, we're going to stretch that out a little bit. Pull that up. Let's go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool, and we still have 2, if I'm correct. And we're going to stretch that out. And then we'll do G to repeat, 2 more. Stretch those out. Okay. Then let's go to our perspective view. Have to zoom in. And what we'll do is right click vertex, right select these and these, push them in like that. We're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop Tool. We'll do 2 here. Hit Q on your keyboard. And let's do 2 more. Q on your keyboard, right click vertex, right click these. Bring that in. Let's see how that looks. It's not bad. And now let's go and insert edge loop tool. Add one to the edge there to kind of hold that shape. All right. And then we're going to borrow this guy. Control D. W to move. Looks like that didn't take. Let's just check that. Yes, it did take. All right. Have to zoom in. E to rotate that around to 180. And let's move that thing in and down. Well, let's see if we can get these. Now, we shouldn't be confused by that one. Well, let's see what we got here. Okay. We're going to take that guy. We're going to hit 3 to see how that turns out. And that is all right. Take these 2. Bring them in. Have to zoom in. All right. Drag select the whole thing. Mesh. Combine. Modify center pivot. Edit delete by type history. Modify freeze transformations. Let's get that on our grid. Pull that up. We're going to create a ground plane here. Okay. And let's make sure it's sitting on our ground plane. There we go. Let's close this guy out. We're gonna switch that guy on. Let's do assign new material just to get some kind of render shot. Okay. Lambert, we'll do white, and let's set up some light here. Render settings, mental ray, indirect lighting, globe illumination. We'll set up physical sun and sky, quality 1.5 or so, common tab, HD 1080. Just going to quickly hit 7 on my keyboard so I can see where my light's at. Okay, and I want one additional light source. So create lights. Come on. He's thinking about it. Point light. Just so we got some kind of illumination going on from this end. All right. And let's give that a go. I'll pause the video, see you guys when it's done. Well, there you go, guys. Here is our render. Like I said, it's not textured, but hopefully the modeling will help you out in your projects. Thank you guys for watching, as always, and love to see you guys again.